As the 2022 World Cup approaches, the world is eagerly waiting for the much-anticipated tournament. Qatar, on the other hand, is doing its best to finish up its ambitious projects like these massive stadiums. 70% of recycled materials were used in putting up this edifice, which is expected to be used in hosting the 2022 FIFA World Cup here in Qatar. But how will the stadium cater for the country's usual high temperatures?
Today is a little bit windy, so you have dust. But if you are in the stadium and it is very clear air. Why? Because even we purify the air. So if somebody have pollen fever or hay fever or dust, we clean that air altogether by set of filters in order to make sure that the air that within the stadium is not only air conditioned, is air conditioned and it is of a top quality.
This new design purifies and regulates air temperatures in the venue in the presence or absence of spectators.
For the spectators, under each seat, guys, we have small nozzles. It's like a shower head. So the air will come and slowly engulf the person. You don't want a lot of air hitting people because then you will feel dry skin, dry throat, or dry eyes.
With such immense infrastructure, what comes in mind is sustainability and what comes up after tomorrow. With such electrification and such conditions like this, the system has been made to recycle even the air that is in here, and this makes it very sustainable for tomorrow. Michael Odwar, Qatar.
Making its gas potential a real lever for economic growth, the Summit on Oil, Gas and Energy Transition in Libreville on the theme Reveal, Develop and Exploit the Gas Potential of Gabon aims to reduce the country's dependence on imports of finished product and initiate the switch to clean energy. Gabon has realized that the energy transition requires a much greater use of gas. We did not have the infrastructure at the beginning, but today all efforts are being made to move in this direction. Everyone uses gas to cook every day, so we agree that if it is available and cheaper, it will affect the cost of living of the Gabonese citizen. Gabon holds proven natural gas reserves, 29 billion cubic meters, mainly in the form of associated gas, but currently makes only limited use of it. Almost 90% of its production is re-injected into the subsoil or burned for lack of economic outlet. Carried by the Transformation Acceleration Plan, the other challenge is to make local content a reality, offering more opportunities to Gabonese companies and workers in the sector. What is important to note is that there would be no point for the Gabonese Republic to push for gas development if no Gabonese companies can participate in this effort and create wealth for our economy. In response to the economic impacts of the COVID-19 crisis, Gabon has embarked on the preparation of productive sectors that include hydrocarbons. A 19-year-old Liberian who returned $50,000 he found to its owner has been named an integrity ambassador in the West African nation and rewarded with a monthly salary of $500. One day passed when they were discussing about the money, and the woman was crying and begging the person that found the money to bring it back. And I went back to my auntie and told her that the money I gave her, they are asking for it, so we took it back to the woman. According to the teenager, he had earlier received a series of insults from friends for returning the money. However, his gesture won the heart of President George Weah, who invited Tolu and offered him a $10,000 reward for his honesty. I want to be a doctor to protect my family in case someone gets sick, so I can treat them. President George Weah has offered the teenager a scholarship until master's level. According to the World Bank, 44% of Liberia's population live on less than $1.9 a day. Mourners and family members of the late Agnes Tirop gathered for her funeral in Iten, Western Kenya last Wednesday. Like the Athletics Committee, family of the 25-year-old Olympian who was found dead in her house in Iten on 13th of October say they have lost an asset.
Msichana yangu alikuwa anapenda wazazi yake. Alikuwa msichana.
My daughter loved as her parent. She was such a good girl, full of peace and always calm. She loved athletics and she was of big help to us on financial issues and general matters. Autopsy reports by government pathologists say Agnes was stabbed on her neck and the head hit with a blunt object. The death of the running star has raised issues of the pressures faced by female athletes who pay a huge price for their success in a male-dominated society. Hundreds of Sudanese pro-military protesters participated in last Friday's prayer on the 7th day of a sitting outside the presidential palace in Khartoum in demand of the dissolution of the embattled transitional government. We are the presidential palace to send a clear message to the officials, the government and the transitional council. We are hungry. We have no medicine. We cannot send our children to a university or to school, and we have no food or clothes to give them. The situation is worse than before, and this polarization will not benefit the country at all. We have hope that reasonable people in the government and in the military council will sit down for talks to find solutions to get the country out of the crisis that will lead to its collapse. Thousands of supporters of Sudan's transition to a civilian-led democracy took to the streets on Thursday as rival demonstrators kept up a sit-in demanding a return to military rule.